Hello and welcome to this look at the visual effects for Melancholia. This is some early visualizations we did before production started of how the planet should look. This is some of the scientific input we got and various color tests we did with the DP and Lars and some production illustration. Then we went into these sketchbooks that shows every shot in the film. Some of it is practical solutions and some is a combination of practical shooting and CGI. Here's our breakdown of which scenes are CG, which are different elements, how many layers. Then we got into the shooting. Here we substituted Melancholia for two cranes with bright lights with gels on them, and I shot this shot of the moon in the parking lot outside the hotel. And this is the early demo I did for the editors, just tracked the moon shot into the handheld shot here. And this is the final shot. Actually, it's the moon two times with a bit of color, and you have Melancholia and the moon. You see the shadows from both of the objects. This is various stages of designs for Melancholia, and here you see some of the rough versions of the shots that we did for the editors. This is pre-visualization of the CG shots. Some of this stayed in the film for a very, very long time during editing, while we were refining the shots in the various post houses. So during post-production, most of the time the editors and the sound designers will see just these rough shots. Hello and welcome to my Jeep. I'm on this bunk inside a Jeep in Iceland. It's October, it's freezing a little bit outside, and there's also a camera clicking away outside shooting the northern lights, the aurora borealis for the overture sequence. So this is late October, start November 2010, and I'm filming a little northern light element. So this was elements that we were filming while we were actually post-producing the film, and here you see the various layers that went into this shot with the northern lights, and the various comments we gave along the way, and the final shot. Here's another visual effects shot. It's a simple scene, but we couldn't have the actor on the day when we were on the castle, so we used a green screen. I think most people know how this works, various elements for the composites. Here we're getting into refining the different shots with the planets, adding new clouds and various reflection layers of the planet to blend it into the camera shots. Lots of feedback going to the post houses from Lars. And here you can see some of the shots for the overture, the way they're broken down into various elements. That was all shot on the high-speed camera and then assembled. This is done at Platyci Marsh in Poland. They did all the work for the overture. And later you will see some of the full CG shots that was done at Pixelmondo in Frankfurt and Kings. And also some of the star inserts and the planet shots was done at Filmgate in Sweden. Here you see how the elements are shot with just what you need. It's prioritized, and see how it goes from the first sketchbook and various elements that we shot to combine into the final composite. Here's some early sketches that we did for the St. Elm's fire effect. Actually, we used a lava lamp as a reference. Here's some of the fire elements that I shot for the end scene. This is actually a model of the people at the end. We shot some insert elements for this scene, I think 1 week before we had to deliver the movie. We reshot parts of the scene with Charlotte while she was doing sound post-production. So we pushed this show to the limits, like I think everybody does when you're working on a movie. You're making the very last changes right before delivery. So here you see the shockwaves and all the stuff that goes into making the destruction look nice and horrible. This is definitely our most complicated shot. You see some of the different simulations that we used to create this effect where the big Melancholia is crushing the crust of the earth like a egg. You see all the explosions happening. This is some of the simulations that was done in Berlin to make up this fantastic shot. Took about 6 months for the guys to get to this final stage.